Hello everyone, and welcome back to day 8 of Inktober and day 8 of the magical mushroom. Fully engrossed in her studies, nothing could break Mabel's concentration. She cut samples, dissected innards, stored and drew all the new mysterious foliage. The little mushroom waited as long as he could, but soon boredom took over. He slowly began to wander around the forest, never travelling too far, but enough to pretend that he was alone. He began to reenact tales that he had read, stories of pirates, fairies and ghosts. Kicking up the leaves and swinging sticks, he was having a grand old time. And then, the sweetest aroma hit his nose. He had never smelt anything quite like it. He dropped his playthings instantly and followed the fragrance. Eyes closed in a deep concentration. He reached a tree. The smell was incredibly strong now. Opening his eyes, he peered around the trunk. Standing there were things he had never seen before. There were 4 types, one with many holes, one with a furry collar, one clung high up in a tree trunk, and one of many, a cluster of small, plain mushrooms. He compared his cap and body and quickly realized these were mushrooms just like him, each different in appearance but the same. He had found his own kind. He ran out from his hiding spot and leapt towards the closest mushroom, hugging and holding it as tight as he could. But nothing happened. The mushrooms never once moved. The magical mushroom realized he was different. He was alive. He had an idea. He bolted back to Mabel as fast as his legs could carry him. Mabel was just finishing her study of the new plants. She closed a book, and as she looked up, she saw the magic mushroom come flying towards her. The mushroom had leapt towards her face and was now excitedly pulling at her hair, her ears, her cheeks, anything he could grab. "Mushroom, what? What is it?" He pulled and pulled. Mabel had never seen him so worked up. She quickly packed up her bag and jogged in the direction the mushroom wanted to go. They finally reached the tree, and Mabel peered around it. Her face dropped instantly. The mushroom, not noticing Mabel's expression, began to walk towards the other mushrooms. "It's time to go," Mabel said solemnly, as she leant down and picked up the mushroom. Confused, the mushroom began to squeak and point once more. "No, mushroom," Mabel replied. Now more confused and irritated, the mushroom once again squeaked and tried to pull Mabel back towards the mushrooms. "No!" Mabel yelled. Defeated and shocked at being yelled at, the mushroom dropped sadly in her hands and let out a single tear. "I know what you want, mushroom. You want friends and companions of your own kind. But you have to realize, in the nicest way, you were created of this world by accident. I am not allowed or experienced enough to be creating life-giving spells. If I were found out, I could be sentenced to, well, best not speak of it." The mushroom looked at Mabel and back at the mushrooms. He gave her a smile and she gave him one too. Then silently they travelled back to the cabin. My lord, today was an absolute beast of a storyline. I really hope you liked it. It was definitely the longest of the story so far, but I just couldn't help it. I really got into this today. I don't know if I've mentioned this before, but as well as drawing out the Inktobers each day, I'm also writing the story as I go. And there is obviously a very vague list of where to go with the towel. Like, I've got it basically outlined, but all the details and such I leave up to after I've finished the image itself. And I'm quite liking working this way, and so far, yeah, it's going good. And today was a beast, so I hope you liked it. Today's mushrooms were so cool to draw. I've actually drawn these mushrooms before in my sketchbook. So for reference, I used my own sketchbook this time. There are a lot more mushrooms in my sketchbook, so I just selected a few of the more interesting ones, and I'm planning on doing a sketchbook tour eventually in the future, so you will be able to see those eventually in the future. But I just really enjoyed drawing these out properly with inks and more details, and yeah, it was fun. So anyway, that's all I got for today. I hope you liked the video. I don't want to be rambling on too long because it's going to be a long one. Don't forget to like and maybe leave a comment, maybe sub, whatever, do what you want. But yeah, thanks for watching and I'll see you later. Bye!